Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna do more runs on floor 110 of Tower, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, this time we're gonna do some runs with humans, and we have a couple, let's say it, fragile characters over here. If I already cleared this with all of them. I verified that the strategy works. But if I miss, I'm gonna just do the run again. I'm not gonna edit the video because it would take a long time to do this. So, oh yeah, it's already equipped. Nice, nice. So first of all, we're gonna use Orihara Ring. I don't have all the copies of the new weapon. I would be using that weapon, but instead, I'm gonna do a hyper offensive build. But I have some highlights to make. I'm using the name of Fuma. That's going to reduce the damage I take from bosses. Not only that, I already have all the awakening skills, so that means that I'm gonna be tanky. If you don't have a good amount of awakening skills, this character is going to die quickly. Trust me. So keep that in mind. Hyper offensive with Rin is either you either have good stats, awakenings, and such, or you play extremely careful. So take that into consideration. For weapon, the weapon we're gonna be using the Momochi weapon 5 out of 5 plus 15 with critical Megatemes, water Megatemes at that. It's critical damage, all of them. Water element, whatever weapon 5 out of 5 plus 15, whatever Megatemes of the subslot, chain vault, vault spin, vault rush. So we want to use vault spin to heal, of course. We want to use vault rush as our combo starter so that we deal more damage with the following skills. And chain bolt can also be the combo starter just so that we have a damage increase. But I prefer to start with vault rush. Now, for supporters, we're gonna use Yuno. We want Yuno because if we're on a pinch, we want to use this. And when there's a bunch of enemies, we want the invincibility. Not only that, the Rin is one of those characters who is extremely vulnerable to the demonic ninjas, so we want that invincibility. Then we have Kaworu, and we also have Saika. Saika might not be the best option since I'm also using my basics. So if you want to change that for Nano, that's a good option. Stats of the skins, stats of the stat training, and now let's do the run. So it's going to be it's going to take some time. It is not devastating damage as I would like it to be, but it is what it is. So I just evade that, and then I use Vault Rush. Then I use... Oh my god, it got redirected. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. As you can see, we have enough damage. And we have enough healing, fortunately. But if you don't have enough damage reduction, maybe go with red with something like Nagi's supporter. That could be useful. Okay, I'm going to start using my invincibility because Murasaki is extremely annoying. And there we go. That way I'm going to be able to deal with part of her super armor. I just used Chain Bolt over here. Nice. And now I'm going to break her super armor, and I'm going to be able to deal a ton of hits without being interrupted. Chain Bolt. Yeah, good thing that Chain Bolt at least has some amount of super armor. As you can see, I can take the hits, but most likely you'll see your HP deploying pretty quickly. So be careful, don't play like me. Just wait for the end of the combo so that you can hit the enemy. Then we clear this wave and we heal. And There. Now I need to get near the enemy, and I use my... Oh, no, 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 no! No, 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 no! Yeah, you see, guys? That's the issue. That's the issue with this um, character. It is prone to interruption, so I'm gonna do that again. But this time, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm going to use my active so that they don't interrupt me and I just eliminate the mobs. Unfortunately, while we use Juno, we cannot use the ultimate, which is a shame. It is extremely useful for clearing waves, but we won't be able to use it. Hey, where are you, Murasaki? I need to use this invincibility right now. Come on. There. Nice. Don't go. Oh, well, invincibility gone. I just use the AoE attack. And I heal. And position. There. Now I can attack. Increase my damage. Uninterrupted. Uh-oh. That was not good. I need to hit something with that attack. Yes, healing. Nice. As you can see, I heal a ton, which is normal, but the damage. I'll just do Volt Rush one more time, then Chain Volt, and then Volt Spin. And I'll keep my active. Oh, come on. There. Done. I'll keep my active so that I can just eliminate the mobs at the very start of the wave. Yeah, the mobs are the problem when you're using a character that has little super armor and is prone to getting thrown into the air. Okay, like this and this. Perfect. Yes, all of them. As many as I can. Done. Yeah. Fortunately, oddly enough, Nagi is not that difficult with Rin. Rin is pretty fast and she can just reposition herself. The problem is if you don't have enough damage reduction. Definitely. There. Chain Bolt. Nice. Just a couple more hits so that I can interrupt her. Oh no, you won't! And oh, well, damage increase buff. That's good enough. There. Hey, come over here. One thing that we can take advantage of is how big the stage is when we are facing the bosses. So you can just reposition yourself pretty easily. And take a breath. Okay, that's not nice, but I'll manage. Okay, that and oof. Come on, don't run. I need you here. 1, 2, healing. Yeah, the amount I heal. Nice. Done. Okay, now we run into the demonic ninjas. So I'm just going to use the active once again. And I'm going to let one of them live. Just so that I can wait for my cooldown. Yeah, I mean, it is a viable strategy to do that. I don't like it, but I kind of need it because these enemies could become extremely deadly. They can just stun lock me if I don't have my invincibility. So I'll just wait. I mean, I can do a couple attacks. As you can see, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to wait until it is like 16-second cooldown. Yeah, about right now I should be able to clear the stage. Yeah, because I just wait for the animation, and now I have my active. I do all my AoEs, and that way, with my basics, the good thing is that the basics have an extremely big AoE. I can deal with the mobs. Well, most of them at least. Okay, nice. Kirara. And I heal. And done. Nice. Kirara is not that difficult to deal with, for the most part. Not with Rin, at least. So, we are done. Almost done. There. Nice. So, yeah. Rin can do it. Yes, definitely. It is probably wiser to use a red build with some form of HP recovery. The issue is that while things like Gal Lilim and Nagi are great for reducing damage, you don't have enough healing. Relying only on the activity is not a good idea. Not when the enemy has so much damage. So I'd rather use green and take the risk. Now, let's go with the next one. I'm gonna remove this, and we have over here Aina. For Aina, we're gonna be using this build. Yeah, everyone has the equipment already. So, I wanted to use Butterfly Cannon, but I needed to debuff the enemy. That's why I went with the Momochi weapon, which I have at 4 out of 5. And I just enhanced to plus 13. The Magatemas are gonna be again critical damage, but this time it's fire and wood. Whatever Magatemas of the subslot. Whatever weapon 5 out of 5 and plus 15. And we're gonna use triple burst, bullet storm, and a drone shooter. Drone shooter, because of the healing and the summon. The lasers are just deadly. They are some of the strongest summons there are in the game. So yeah, we're using red. Then we want Yamato because we need more healing on top of the healing that we already have, and we want to abuse that ensnare, so it is important. Since we're facing multiple enemies and we have a huge amount of damage, we're using Fujitsuki, and we're using Bareta to increase our damage even further. While this might not be the best because I don't have this 5 out of 5 and plus 15, and the critical rate is not as high as it could be, it is still doable. So, again, this one is kinda risky, I won't deny that, but the damage output, it is good enough against most of the enemies in the stage. And now I do this and I heal, and we have the drones doing damage. Yep, pretty simple, pretty easy. And we want to start always with our pure red skill, because that way we deal a tremendous amount of damage and we reposition immediately. But well, I was too close to the enemy in this particular case. But what you want to do is you want to be far away, and then you use burst, and then you go back, and the enemy is going to go straight into your skill. There, nice. Done. Okay. Just okay, I'll use the healing skill. I'm at the right position. Nice. And now, yeah, the huge amount of damage. I love that. Perfect. Perfect. Bullet storm. Triple. And nice. Yeah, just 600 more. As you see, Aina is extremely strong. Honestly, she's pretty good once she's at the end game. When you're on the mid game or the early game, you don't feel that she's as strong. Or at least that's what happened to me. Now, I just do this skill and I just wait for the cooldowns. I do a couple basics. Oh, 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 oh. Nope. No, no, no. Okay, I'll use this skill. I need to deal with more of them. Nice, 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 nice. Perfect. I'm just saving my skills and my ultimate and my active. Not that I cannot deal with them, it's just that I want to have my skills. Okay. Okay, nice. And I use triple. Over here, I go back and I deal with the wave of enemies. And now to reduce the cooldown of triple burst, I'm going to use my ultimate and let the animation happen. And now I can just use triple burst one more time to deal a huge amount of damage. Nice, perfect. Triple burst. Hey, wait a minute, wait over there. Nice. Yeah, as you can see, it is not perfect because I do not crit every single hit, but it's working, And done. Yeah, it is more a matter of my weapons and the enchantment level than anything. So yeah, pretty good. And now, let's see the timer. Okay. I'll just use this skill and reposition. And use... No! And use my skills and reposition. Ah! Oh god, no! Okay, I need to use my active. I didn't want to use my active, but I'll use my active. I'll have to. Come on, just... Okay, I'll use Bullet Storm, Burst, and I'll wait. I'll just evade a little bit so that I can use my healing. And I'll wait for my active. Come on, there. Like that, perfect. Healing. Yeah, I know that I deal damage, but it doesn't matter. It's not enough damage. There. More healing. Nice. And I also have my ultimate, which is gonna be very useful. And I think this is more than enough. Done. Now, again, start with burst. And also bullet, and then ultimate, and then burst. And that should be enough to deal with the mobs, I guess. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, the damage is more than enough. Now, burst, and bullet storm, and I use the active just to ensnare her, and done. Pretty easy. Well, risky, but not that difficult, honestly, because we have a tremendous amount of damage, and it's easy to lure the enemy into the right position, for the most part. Now, we use Tokiko, just to relax and finish, we're gonna use Tokiko. She's a pretty easy character, now she's busted, thanks to the renewal. She deals with waves of enemies. She has a pretty good weapon on Mechanical Dart. I mean, that was always the case, but we didn't have enough incentive to use her. Now. So, Mechanical Dart with 3 critical damage increase Magatemes. I'm going to use the Ice effect. I'm going to use whatever weapon 5 out of 5 and plus 14 with whatever Magatemes on the subslot. Then, we use Taimanin Arch Squall to deal damage, Clairvoyance to reduce the defense of the enemy, and Blast to control the speed of the enemy. Both skills deal a good amount of damage, so they're also fine as tools to reduce the enemy's HP, but our main damaging skill is definitely Squall. Now, we're going to be using Massacre Kunai so that we become tanky and we don't have to worry about healing. We're going to use and Rose, and we're gonna use Felicia, New Year Felicia. New Year Felicia is probably the best option that you can equip on this character, but let's say that you don't have some of these. What can you equip? Well, let's see. You could equip, of course, Arabella, but the problem with that is that you are not going to have enough damage for the mobs. You can equip Aina if you don't have Massacre Grenade, but it will be a little bit difficult. So one of the best options that you can equip that actually works is going to be Asagi, because you become immune to slow, you get a ton of speed, and you also gain a ton of HP, and you gain speed if you put this on the active. So try to equip whatever you can. Honestly, like Massacre Grenade is just such a great supporter. She's carrying this character, trust me. Now, stats of the skins, stats of the stat training, and let's do the last run. Yeah, this is actually the easiest one. We just evade and attack if we can. God, evade. Well, I'll just use this. Squall. Technically, it's evade followed by perfect dodge. Technically, then double evade, then hold evade. That way, you reduce the defense of the enemy, you control the enemy, and you deal a ton of damage. And now I'm gonna use the active so that I have more damage. Come on, there. Squall. You see? You see the amount of damage this deals? It is insane. It is pretty oppressive. And while I do receive damage with other hits, the damage reduction that this supporter provides is just great. Reduce the defense and destroy the wave. And then I start by slowing down the enemy. Then we do a perfect dodge. And then we destroy the wave. And I'm going to use the active one more time. Reduce the defense of the enemy. Come on, attack, attack, there. And, wow, great. Yeah, the damage is amazing. The active of this supporter is pretty good. Even if it's risky, it is definitely worth it. Oh my god, I need to wait. I need to wait. I need to wait. Squall. Wait, wait, wait. And a squall. Oh, come on, really? 5? There. Well, now I have the ultimate in case I want to use that. I'll just squall. And Taimanin Art Blast. And I'll just wait with the basics. There. So what am I going to do here? I'm not going to use the... I'm gonna use the ultimate, but not with the buff. I'm just gonna do the ulti normal, like that. Then I buff, then I evade, and then I squall. And Kirara is done! Yep. So much for the tankiest character. Well, I don't know if she's the tankiest, but she's pretty tanky. Well, so yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you find this useful, because some of these characters were kind of difficult to build, especially Rin, because of how fragile she is, but she's doable, definitely. So, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!